Hello, I'm Eric and I have ADHD. It's a difficult thing to explain to people, so instead, I'm just going to show you. Today, we're going to be looking at the process of cleaning a room. This room, to be specific. This room was a total disaster, so I decided to set up a camera and film myself cleaning it. I only used one camera, so I went around Survivor Man style, moving it from spot to spot, but I think I adequately captured my ADHD ass in my natural environment. So now we're going to watch back the highlights, and I'll do a play-by-play, discussing all of the unique ADHD behaviors that we witness. Let's jump into it. So as you can see, my room is a little bit messy. That's going to make it hard to focus. And that's all you had to say about that. Okay, this first shot does a good job of adequately capturing how truly messy the room really was. I turned down the volume because the first thing I do is grab one of my lights and start talking about it, and I just ramble on about something that no one cares about for a good, 30 seconds to a minute, so we're just skipping right through that. You'll notice that there's a pair of pliers on that chair, and at the last shot, there was a hanger on that chair and I tossed it off. So in the short time where I repositioned the camera from where it previously was, another object that shouldn't have been on that chair ended up on that chair. Just kind of interesting. So here you'll see I pick up a box and just pause, like my brain is resetting or something. That's because I'm trying to figure out what to do with this box. Whenever I pick up a good box, I always think to myself, man, I'll probably have a need for this a little later on. I don't know why. I don't know why I think that, because I usually don't, and I just end up collecting these boxes, but there you have it. So I put that box back on the table where I picked it up from, thus making that location no cleaner than it was a moment prior. There, I've got a giant bag of candy. It's not mine, actually, that's my wife's. Grabbing some water, hydrating. Actually, that's a good reminder. This wasn't planned, but you can see the time on my phone, 11:28, and that's useful because, well, we'll see. I hope that we can see the time a little later on in the video, and we can get a sense of just how long this whole process took me. So here you can see I'm setting up a Surface, a Microsoft Surface, in a little stand that I bought a while ago for my notebook, so I could display my notes on my notebook, and I thought that would be helpful. As to why I'm putting the Surface there, I really have no idea. Wedding ring. Can't believe I haven't lost this yet. So you'll notice there's a lot of picking things up and putting them a couple inches from wherever I picked it up from. And that's because I don't have a location in mind for anything really at the moment. So let's pause it for a second and talk about that. Part of why cleaning and organizing is so difficult for those of us with ADHD is it does require a little bit of foresight and planning ahead, right? Knowing where things are going to go before you start putting them away. And as you've seen and will continue to see, I didn't really have a plan going into this. I just started picking things up, looking around the room, trying to figure out where they go, which is why you'll see me pick something up and then put it, a couple inches from where it was a minute ago. So let's keep watching, see how that plays out. I never have enough light. So, hard to see right here, but I picked up one of my stands and the top part of it that extends out fell into the body and I couldn't get it back out. So, that wasn't supposed to happen. You'll also notice that there's a piece of lint on my shoulder. It looks like my back right shoulder. And it stayed there for pretty much the whole video. I think I identified it and plucked it before the final clip, but if you're anything like me, you'll find that pretty annoying. So here I'm trying to figure out if I should use this box for anything other than what it's meant to be used for, which is keeping cigars in. I'm probably thinking about if I put it on my desk, can I somehow have that incorporated into my video set as a prop? Nice. Good job. You know what it is? It's a lot of moving. It's a lot of moving around and moving things around, but not, nothing's happening. It's not getting any cleaner. Nothing's being accomplished. Yeah. Feel it. With no overall plan for how I'm going to clean, what happens is every single item that needs to be, put somewhere, every single item that needs to be organized becomes one item in, the hundreds that are around me. If I had designated spots for categories of things, I could pick something up, and then the question is just, does this go in, maybe one of 6 spots? But instead, it's, here's one thing, here's 100 things, what do I do with it? Need more coffee. All right, we got a new angle and a fresh cup of coffee. Nice move. Got to show it off to the camera. The coffee and the flexibility. There's that lint. On the desk. This is a good one. So I pick up a light. It's a magnetic light that I can charge up with a USB. And I realized that the panel that's at the top of my sliding door closet is metal. So I can stick the light to that metal bit. I don't know what that's accomplishing. I'm looking at it right now. It's still up there, and I haven't used it in that location since I put it up there. So it seemed like a good idea at the time. Not sure why. The Google Dot, I think they're called, smart speaker. I have it up here because I know I could have a use for it, but I have no idea what to do with it. So until I figure that out, it's just gonna remain on my desk, probably in the way, most likely. On the desk. The desk just became a catch-all for everything I didn't know, for things that I didn't have a plan for, which is just about everything. Headphones. Like, where the hell did headphones go? I'm just gonna put them on my desk, because I need access to them fairly often. Just don't have a good place to put stuff like that, like quick access. If I had a drawer on this desk, that would be good. So I need to get, what I need is a file cabinet and then a smaller drawer that I could put stuff like that in. Quick access. Just picked up a file cabinet, in fact. I don't know what happened to the headphones. Actually, they're plugged into the camera right now. I'm kind of just putting stuff that I want to take out of the room right there. And hopefully it makes it out of the room. They did, eventually. Not this day. That took a couple days. Here are my balls. This is that charger that I bought for that light right there. Now it doesn't work. So I should return it. That would be the smart thing to do. Will that happen? Probably not. Not very likely. Hasn't happened yet. New angle. I hope that at some point in my lifetime, everything becomes wireless, because until that happens, this is inevitable. It always happens. Doesn't matter how neatly I arrange the cables, this will happen. You know what else is inevitable? Clothes hangers. Well, yes. Why? But I was gonna say a piece of lint ending up on my shirt before I start filming. That's why. Wires stress me out. This is stressing me out. LED lights, always awesome. I just don't know what to do with them yet. I'll figure it out. I didn't. Where do these go? On the desk. This carpet is ugly. It's a new house. A lot of renovations to do. Carpet's getting changed, for sure. I've got this old Kindle Fire that I don't use at all, but it's a screen, right? So I'm thinking about building like a box around it, maybe a wooden box, cut out the area for the screen, and then put something interesting on the screen, maybe a quote or my logo or something like that, and then just have it hung up somewhere, like an art piece with an integrated screen. I thought that could look pretty cool. Yeah, put it on the list, right? One in a million things that I want to do in here. One of a million things I want to do in here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a sucker for screens. You know, I guess it's all those years of watching Pimp My Ride. I want screens in and on everything. This is just gonna have to be. Good enough, right? I mean, there's no way to avoid a little bit of cable. It's probably the way to avoid it. Whatever. Good enough. New angle. The corner should be fairly fast. There's not a lot over there. Sweet. What a bad name for a product, right? Sweetie. Kind of sounds like sweaty or sweetie. Sweetie. One desk to another. That bag of candy gets moved around 3 or 4 times. Doesn't find a home. When I say that because I'm looking at it right now on the floor. Okay. And lastly, the final shot. Got all the stuff on the desk that I didn't find a good home for. The catch-all. It's that piece of lint prominently displayed on the right shoulder. It's like every little thing that I pick up, I have to have an interaction with, and I think about what it's going to be used for, what it could be used for, where it came from, and I'm not just thinking about where I should put it. I think about stuff through the scope of what's going on at any given time. And at this time, I knew I needed to make some updates to my studio space. So you can see the difference between this shot and this shot is, I've got a picture up there, I've got a little light, practical light I think it's called. I've got a cool little piece up there. I don't want to put this away because as soon as I do, I'm going to forget about it. And I feel like if I just keep it in sight, I'm going to eventually, you know, make the connection necessary to make something happen with it, right? Like I'm going to look at the spot on the wall and it's just boom, epiphany. I'm going to know what to do. So I'm going to leave it out. Right there, I guess. Got no idea where that ended up. You know what? I'm gonna call that good enough. Actually, there's one thing I need to show you. I'm gonna pause it real quick. So I've got a cool piece up there that you're not gonna see in this video, but you'll probably see it in the next one. So everything that I picked up, I was thinking about as a potential artifact that belonged somewhere in the room that would be in this shot or some shot in the future. Down to the cables I would pick up. I would think about, you know, what if I somehow stick this to the wall and have that be part of a wired differently theme that I have going on, right? This box just has a whole bunch of crap in it, and it's not organized, but it was put away fairly neatly. Like I curled up the cables, put it in here. I tried to, you know, keep it organized-ish, as much as you can call this organized, right? The problem is as soon as I go to grab something out of here, I'm just gonna rummage around in it and screw everything up, and it's just gonna be a mess, right? It's like, it's almost like incomplete organization. Okay. It's like I'm organizing something for the moment, but I'm not organizing it for the long term. I'm not putting it away in such a way that I can continue to access stuff out of the box and not totally destroy whatever temporary organization I put in place. That's another thing that happens fairly often. It's almost like things get organized in the moment. They get organized so that they look okay. You know, space is cleared off, but not in such a way that it's functional. At least, not all the time. That does it. So, now it's time to get to work. I'm just gonna go back. I mean, here it is, right? This is the final shot. And I'm like, job well done. I mean, I wouldn't call that clean. That doesn't look very good at all. From then till now, the space did get better. I mean, I pretty much have to clean up before I shoot because this kind of clutter is unacceptable, unless it's serving as an example of what an ADHD space looks like. Well, that's it. So we can actually see conveniently the time right there, 12:02, I think. The time in the beginning was 11:38, so 22 minutes, or 24 minutes. I guess that's not too bad. It felt like much longer than that, oddly. But we got some cleaning done. It wasn't the most efficient process in the world, but it happened, and that's what's important. You know, another interesting thing about ADHD is we always look for a way to be interested in what we're doing, because interest is what pulls us in. We have a, quote, interest-based nervous system. That's a term coined, I believe, by Dr. Russell Barkley, who's just a really powerful voice in the ADHD space. So we always look for interest, and in this case, cleaning, even though I created an inconvenience by having to move a camera around the room as I cleaned so I could, you know, have fresh shots. But being that it was ultimately going to be something that I turned into a video, gave me a little bit more of an affinity towards what I was doing, right? I was interested in the process of cleaning now because I'm documenting it and doing something with that you know, I find interesting, because I don't find cleaning by itself to be interesting at all. So there you have it. I hope this was insightful. If you like the format of this video, if you like the idea behind this video, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll know to keep making videos like this. If you don't like it, hey, let me know in the comments and I'll change it up. Thanks so much for watching.